Well, hey everybody, this is Wild Dandelion Jen. I'll be doing this portion of the soaping fast speed and I'll just talk you through it. So I wanted to make a really great project where I would be utilizing soaps that I've made throughout this past year, and I have chopped them all up into little candied gemstones, and as well as soap curls for my bubble cloud molds, and those are blue and white, and then we have just a myriad of colors within the gemstones. And so basically I've got my lye water with a little kaolin clay. Aloe juice is also in there, and we'll be mixing that with the oils, which I've prepared. And it's pretty basic in the oils. And I've also put a little titanium dioxide to whiten and brighten this background up so that the jewels pop out really nicely. The title of this soap is going to be Candied Divinity Soap. So that's great for the holidays. It'll look like Divinity with some candied fruit, like a fruitcake would be. So I think that would be really pretty in the end. And I'm going to fragrance it with a little bit of cherry blossom and cashmere, which going to give a divine kind of marshmallow scent to this soap, which is very reminiscent of Divinity. It has a nice, sweet, creamy vanilla scent to it, and I'm going to add probably a little bit of vanilla in this as well. Now the peppermint clouds are going to be peppermint and vanilla, and then here we go. I'm going to be adding the fragrance to what I'll be pouring into the bubble molds first, and there's the vanilla and the peppermint. These bubble clouds are new molds for me, so I think that's going to be a lot of fun. This is the largest batch of soap that I have ever made. This is about 9 pounds of oil, which will do 12 bars of the bubble molds and 3 loaf molds in this big container. I've prepped them both with the embeds, and then we'll just begin filling these up, and then I will spray the tops with alcohol, and then I'll put a little bit of jojoba beads as a decorative on the bars. And this was quite a lengthy video because I was doing 2 different batches here. That's why I chose to do the fast forward method throughout the process. And I always put the little extras in cute little molds. And now we're putting in the cherry blossom, and a little bit of cashmere goes a long way. And it's already smelling super terrific in here, very soft, very lovely. So I'm going to pour half of this, and then I'm going to put another layer of embeds, and then fill it up the rest of the way to the top. And I have made these for a very special intention, and I cannot wait to see how these turn out and get them prepared for what I have scheduled them to be part of. I'm so glad that this did not set up too quickly after putting the fragrance in there, because you never know how that's going to go. But it's coming along nicely. It's very creamy. Tap that down. I'm just going to smooth the surface and then add those jojoba beads. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a thatch top to this just for some design. Got my soaper sleeves on and my mask, as you can see. I'm a little bit of fragrance sensitive, so I typically will use fragrance of really great smells that I love when I use them for other purposes than my store. So I've not done the thatch top, so this is kind of fun. I always think it looks really sweet when I've seen other people do it on their soaps. I'll just eyeball here, and I'll try to make that cover what I think is going to be the line for the cutting for the 3 separate loaves. Now, because the oil's still a little bit warm, it may bleed some color into the soap base there, but that's okay. It'll still leave a little bit of a charm factor. Very vintage and kind of rustic. And there's the finished product. We'll let that cure a day or two, and then we'll unmold it and start the cutting. Okay, well, I've got these marked, and now I'm going to go ahead and get ready to use my big butcher knife here and slice this baby into 3 portions. I'm just going to measure it out. Make sure I've got that where I want the lines to be, so I have as symmetrical of cut soap as I can. And you can see on the right side it's bulged out because I did not have the correct frame for the silicone mold. I just used a box that I had, so I've trimmed off the edges so that it's nice and straight. Be nice to have a log cutter about right now, wouldn't it? I've been cutting so much soap, I have a blister in my hand from the back sides of the knife where I was cutting dozens of bars of soap up, and that blistered pretty deep on me. So I'm being a little bit careful, putting a lot of pressure on this knife because of that blister. Flip that around, cut it the rest of the way through. And then we'll start cutting these into bars. There's the first cut. And we'll just make this go really quickly. You don't want to see me cut 3 loaves into bars. And we're coming down to the end, and each log has its own unique design pattern with those beautiful candied looking bits. So how pretty. Absolutely love it. So thank you for joining me. Blessings this holiday season. Get yourself some great Christmas soap and enjoy the season and festivities. With that, God bless. Make it a great day. And I'll see you on the next video.